Hello, friends and subscribers. I noticed my GoFundMe for the homeless cat fund isn't really taking off. I have two donations, well, one donation so far and one on the way, I think. Um, and it's been up for a couple weeks. The thing is, these shelters in the area, they're all full. And I keep seeing these guys around here, and they're so sweet. None of them are mean, and they're polite. They don't overstay their welcome. I let them come in and warm up for a bit, and then they go back outside on their own. They go to the door, and I let them out. So what I'm trying to do is have a humane addendum to the shelters around here that are just they're full. There's three of them, and they're all full. So somebody has to take up the slack, and somebody has to care. And it seems nobody does. Too many people don't. And if they do, they just don't care enough. So this here is Miss Skint, who I'm letting relax on my comforter for a while, because it's 26 degrees outside at the moment. She had a little food, and now she's warming up and relaxing. And as usual, she'll get up in a couple of hours and go back outside. And then there's also Miss Richards. I think you've met her. There's Pessy and Mouse. Well, Mouse is dead. Jesus, I had to euthanize Mouse. She had leukemia, and she had a big tumor on the side of her head because she was living outside for a year before I let her in the house. And oh, she was so thankful. She kissed me all the time. She she asked permission to come up on my chest, and she was a really good friend of mine, Miss Mouse. I had her for 6 years, and when I got her spayed at the beginning, they told me that she had to expect her not to live very long. And I was hoping, well, we'll beat the odds. I'll keep you alive through sheer love alone. And apparently that wasn't quite enough. The chemicals in the brain just can't keep others alive. Maybe they can, who knows. But they didn't with Mouse, and I had to euthanize her last month, and that was a huge loss. It was like one of my child. I'll tell you something. She stayed with us for the winter, and in the spring we were all outside, and she got my attention, and she ran, made sure that I was watching her. She ran to the side of the house, looked back at me, and when she saw that I was watching her, she climbed up the tree, and she jumped on the back porch roof, came to the edge, looked down at me, and said, "Meow," as if to say, "See what I can do?" I mean, she was beaming, she was proud, and she wanted me to see that, and she was clever enough to climb the tree to get on the roof. And she was, I'll always miss her, and I start crying when I think about it. But so if you guys could, whatever you can, $5, $2, every little bit will count. And there's a few others. The ones that live in here are Sandy and her son Snappy, because he's red hair, and Ginger Snap. Some Cockney slang there for you. Well, not quite. It has to rhyme with snap, I would suppose. Like the Flying Squad, Sweeney Todd, the Sweeney. Anyways, some of you know what I'm talking about. And so, anyways, it's a veil, and it costs a lot of money. And I don't buy the most expensive stuff, but I don't feed them crap either. And there's three of them on the outside so far that come to the house visit, and I feed them and let them warm up when it's cold out. But they always go back outside on their own. And Pessy is my oldest, 16. I got her when she was just a kid, way back in 2010. And she's my old lieutenant. I would take her in a bag on the front of my chest, backpack, but I just wore it on the front, and her head stuck out, and we go riding on the bicycle all around. I showed her so many things. Showed her cows and horses and the river and geese and downtown traffic. And we came down a big hill super fast on the bike, and at first she was a little nervous, but then she really dug it because her ears were facing back. She was looking left and right, checking everything out, go whizzing by. And we got to the bottom, and she was purring. So she's adventuresome. I took her on the scooter later on when she got too big for the bag. So what I'm trying to do, as I said, is kind of take some of the pressure off the other shelters in the area. So anybody, if you're in a position, I know things are kind of rough right now as far as the economy and wages and income. But if you could spare $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can, if you can make it monthly, that would be fantastic. But it takes a lot out of me, but I look at their eyes and I realize that they're not disposable creatures. Too many people find everything disposable, even life. I don't really like the idea of pet ownership. They're a companion. You don't own them. You don't own companions. You just, that's kind of... Anyways, I won't go off into that right now, but please, whatever you can, the link will be below. And thank you very much if you can. Thank you very much. Have a great day.